The Karakum Desert is one of the harshest and most mysterious places on the planet. Vast spaces where the daytime heat burns the skin and the nighttime cold penetrates to the bones. It is here, far from large cities and civilization, that a phenomenon is hidden that has caused horror, admiration, and endless debate for decades. This is the Darvaza crater, a giant funnel in the depths of which a fire rages. Its flames never go out, and in the darkness it can be seen for many kilometers. Locals simply call it the Gates of Hell. And no matter how fantastic it may sound, this is a real object that exists on the territory of Turkmenistan. The crater was discovered by accident. Literally, the Earth simply collapsed under the feet of Soviet geologists. But what had begun then could not be stopped. It all began in 1971, when a group of Soviet geologists began drilling in the area of the village of Darvaza. Initially, it was planned to build a gas platform here. Geologists were sure that they had found a natural gas field. During the drilling process, the ground suddenly sank, swallowing up the equipment and part of the camp. A huge crater was formed, about 60 to 70 meters in diameter and more than 20 meters deep. No one was hurt, but the engineers realized that there was a giant gas reservoir under the surface. Poisonous methane began to come out of the crater. This was dangerous not only for people, but also for the animals inhabiting the desert. Then it was decided to set fire to the crater to burn out the gas. It was believed that the fire would go out in a few days at most. But the flame did not go out either after a week or a month. It did not go out even after a year. The gas flowed continuously, and the crater burned like a huge furnace, illuminating the desert at night. More than half a century has passed, and the fire is still raging. This phenomenon has baffled not only scientists, but also politicians. Since the formation of the crater, officials of Turkmenistan have repeatedly promised to close it, put it out, and find a technical solution. But the gates of hell are still open, and the longer they burn, the more questions arise. Why doesn't the gas run out? Why does the temperature inside the crater barely change? Why are magnetic anomalies and GPS failures recorded in this place? Some independent researchers and journalists claim that the official story is only part of the truth. According to alternative sources, there was a natural void at the site of the crater even before drilling, possibly a cave or a tunnel of volcanic origin. There is evidence that back in the 1960s, local residents avoided this area, considering it cursed. They claimed that sounds were heard from underground, as if someone was knocking, growling, or screaming. Of course, from a scientific point of view, this can be explained by the movement of gas or vibrations of the Earth's crust. But in combination with the constant fire and persistent rumors of anomalies, all this creates an almost mystical atmosphere around the Darvaz crater. At night, the crater glows like a portal to another dimension. Heat stroke can be felt even at a distance of tens of meters. Fire bursts out of cracks and rises in vertical streams, as if an invisible force is pulling it upward. According to scientists, the temperature inside reaches 1,000 degrees Celsius. Not even the hardiest desert animals live here. There are no birds, no tracks, no sounds. Only fire, earth, and emptiness. In 2010, the president of Turkmenistan, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, gave the order to eliminate the crater as it harms the ecological situation and the health of local residents. However, more than 10 years later, nothing has changed. The crater is still burning, and specialists still cannot offer a safe and effective solution to eliminate it. One of the main problems is the instability of the rock around the crater. Any attempt to fill it in or extinguish it could lead to a large-scale collapse or methane explosion. Some scientists suggest that under the crater there is not just a gas chamber, but an entire system of caverns filled with hydrocarbons. This would explain the stability of the fire and the constant flow of gas. But the most mysterious part of this whole story is the silence. Soviet documents about the work in Darvaz remain inaccessible to this day. Most of the participants in those events have already died or refused to talk. The rare interviews that have been obtained are often full of contradictions. Some say that the crater formed immediately after the first drilling. Others claim that it began to form long before that. Some researchers even suggest that the drilling simply uncovered something that already existed. Perhaps the Darvaz crater is not the result of an accident, but a manifestation of something much more ancient and large-scale. Geological studies of the region show that hidden cavities and inactive volcanoes are indeed possible here. But no one can say for sure how deep this fiery hole goes. Maybe someday technology will allow us to look deeper and understand what exactly is burning under this earth. Or maybe we shouldn't try. After all, there are places that should remain a secret, not because they are dangerous, but because they remind us we can't explain everything. And that's where the magic lies.